Hello everyone and welcome to the CRD supplementary video of 12th Go Kart Design Challenge. This video aims to discuss the critical aspects of the report making for the purpose of cost report, and we will try to cover some of the important points that are to be considered while completing the various reports that are part of the CRD. So let us begin with understanding the submissions in CRD. Let us go to the rule book. So this point number F7.3 in the rule book should be followed. Cost report documents, which is also known as CRD, must contain the following: BOM including DBOM and CBOM, for which template is to be provided now. DBOM is already available. The CBOM is to be uploaded today. And then the other submission is the support materials file. Supporting material basically are like your receipts, bills, or any other uh, cash memo kind of things that might validate your point which you are saying, or you might need to explain that during the discussion round of this cost report evaluation. So the next file would be the cost explanation file, wherein you will be having your cost calculation methods and other strategies with which you have arrived that particular figure in the cost. So this first point, that is BOM, DBOM and CBOM, this is mandatory submission. Now these last 2 points, the supporting material files and cost explanation file, this is just optional submissions, and they are helpful in understanding the cost of your vehicle. So this is not a compulsion, only optional submission, but I recommend that you submit them also. Now talking about the first one, first submission which says BOM, DBOM and CBOM, there are already two templates. One is exclusively for the BOM and the other one is for DBOM and CBOM. So if we talk about the combustion and electric vehicle category, BOM will be separate. BOM will be different for these two categories, but CBOM will be common. So the only difference of BOM would be that systems and assemblies that are given in the BOM template, they are separate. They are different for EV and CV. Okay, now about the selection of DBOM 1, DBOM 2 and CBOM, we will come to it later when we discuss the CBOM. So let us jump into the BOM template first of all. So this in front of you on my screen is the BOM template or bill of material template, and the first worksheet is readme, which is to be deleted before publishing. Once you understand how to fill this worksheet, you can delete it. So you write the you read the list of instructions given over here, and then go to the cost summary. This is your main worksheet, cost summary. This you have to deal with carefully. So if you can see over here, you are not permitted to do much in this worksheet. Only these the columns or the cells that I have selected, you are supposed to fill in the details in these cells only. Other everything else is auto populated. So you have to enter your team name, then your card number, your registration ID and your institute name. And these details, as you fill the next worksheet, which is BOM, as you can see over here, these details will be auto populated, and so will be the pie chart. So you don't need to do anything. This is protected by the security, so do not try to override the security, as it might distort the format, and distorting format is not allowed. Anyway, if you play around with the security, then you might also be not evaluated for the cost report. Now let us come to this worksheet, which is of very importance over here. So as soon as you fill in your details like your team name, registration ID, card number, everything over here, these details over here in this sheet will be auto populated. I mean, whatever you fill over there will be written automatically over here also. So nothing much to do. I have to admit one mistake that I made during a workshop, and I told that these costs, material, process, fastener, tooling, these costs are not required over here, but contradictorily these costs are required, and what is not required is the cost of components or parts in the assembly. As you can see over here, there is a message written that in the cost of assemblies on this chart should not include the cost of parts in the assembly, but only material, processes, and fasteners and tooling at the assembly level. So basically, you're not supposed to divide this assembly into parts and then fill up the cost as per the part cost. No, that is not the case. This is the cost at assembly level, and we want the cost of the material, process, fastener, tooling, if there is any. And these costs, let's say this first thing is brake system assembly number A0001, and this assembly name is brake fluid. So brake fluid, let's say we got a bottle of brake fluid in 400 rupees maybe, and we did not perform any process on it. We'll be just pouring this bottle into the master cylinder, so no machining processes, nothing has been performed. So we can write the process cost to be 0. Then fastener cost, there are no fasteners as such, then it is to be 0 again. Tooling cost is to be 0. So if you see here, this material cost alone is the thing which is constituting the cost, and the total unit cost is 400. And now quantity, we have to see how many bottles did we buy. So let's say we bought 2 bottles, and this is giving us 800 rupees. Now let's go back to the description and let's now write about what kind of bottle is it. So we can say we bought 2 bottles of 100 ml each, let's say, for example. So you can write over here. And one more important thing before I proceed: quantity can only be numeric. It cannot be 2 bottles or 250 liters. It is either 1, 2, 3, like that. In the description over here, you can provide comments, or you can provide specifics to that particular thing that you have bought. So you bought 2 bottles of 100 ml each, so you can write it as 400 rupees, 400 per 100 ml. Or this is one sort of comment that you can write, or 2 bottles of 100 ml each. That's up to you how you want to enter the comment. This description here is to understand the quantity or the cost, like that might not be converted directly into numeric. So this is how you have to fill this cost. Now if you see, there is one more column over here. This shows as EQ. EQ is nothing but the compatibility or compliance to this worksheet. So let's say if I delete this, so this becomes check and highlighted by red color. And as soon as this becomes check, if you go back to the cost summary, this will also become check. So basically there is some issue. So EQ is for equivalency, that the sheet is okay, no issues, and check is that there have been some issue, some cells in the total cost have been left blank. So you need to go to the worksheet and locate which check are we talking about, then you have to fix it. So basically this is that the total cost, if you delete any of these costs, this won't make a difference. Even if it is 0, then also it will show as EQ. So that's not the case if you delete any of these costs. But if the total cost is not reflected, if this cell in the total cost it is empty, so it will show you as check. So you have to see to it. Now if EQ is there, that means this sheet is also EQ, and you can submit it if you think your sheet is ready. Now let's say the next worksheet, the next part that we have is in brake master cylinder. So over here, how much did we buy the master cylinder for? You have to write it. So let's say again 1500 is the material cost. Are there any processes that you have performed after you buying it, or are there any modification in the assembly? If there is, then you have to write that process cost also. If you are directly installing this into the vehicle, that means there are no processes required to be performed except for the labor cost. So you have to write some labor cost, whatever is reasonably okay for you. So let's say I have added 5 rupees the labor cost. Fastener cost, obviously there would be some fasteners, so you have to make sure that if the fasteners are coming with the master cylinder, or you have to buy the fasteners separately. So if you're buying these fasteners separately, let's say 20 rupees for fasteners, then tooling cost, is there any tooling cost required? If not, then put it as 0. So you see over here, this is coming out to be 1525 for one master cylinder. So if there are any specifics to the particular assembly, then you will write it over here. Then next thing, brake lines, brake discs, brake pads, calipers, and these things. So you have to fill in the worksheet like this throughout. Now we have to see to several things while filling this sheet. Let's say any component or any assembly that is there in your vehicle is not listed in this. So you would want to add some lines in this sheet which is not permissible. So if you are willing to add some more lines, some more fields into this worksheet, then you will need to mail us. And let's say if any component is not applicable in your case, as it might be line number 16 I'm talking about as of now, aerodynamic devices. So if you have used the aerodynamic devices, write the cost as usual. If you have not used, so you can write material cost 0, process cost 0, fastener cost 0, and tooling cost 0. Eventually this entire cost becomes 0. And over here you have to write not applicable. That does the job. Now for missing components, or sorry, for missing assemblies, like it might be in case of some specific systems that are used in your vehicle that are not covered in the list of assemblies over here in the rule book, as it might be in the innovation. So you have to request an email, you have to send an email and request to modify the format, and or add more cells. How many lines do you want to be added, or what exactly do you want to be done? You have to communicate through mail. Within the same working day you will be responded, and your format will be modified. So this is a long list, so this cannot be completed in a day or two. This is a very serious job. So start filling it up. Once you think that your document is ready for publish now, after filling everything what was applicable to you, so now it is time for us to publish this report. So before publishing, we will delete this readme worksheet, and after deleting we will go to files. In files, save as PDF, and we will have to select a location where we want to publish this, then name it accordingly what is required. Then over here you will see workbook or sheet. So we want to publish these worksheets, cost summary and the BOM. So basically we want to publish every worksheet that we have. So we will select workbook over here and hit OK, save, and it will process this and publish the report. So that's how you publish the report into PDF. And now let's go to the CBOM. So this is the CBOM for GKDC. Again, a README sheet. You read the instructions and delete after you understand everything. And do not delete it. Do not delete it before publishing. Once your entire report is complete, then you can delete it. So after reading, go to the cover page. Cover page gives you a limited scope of changing the things. So over here you have to write your registration ID, your team name, your car number, and your institute name. This photo of cart is to be replaced by a image of your own design. The dimensions must not increase 3 by 6 inch. And over here, if you see, you are given a choice of debom 1, debom 2, and cbom. Now let's go back to the rule book and see what are the debom 1 and debom 2 that we can select. So over here, if you see the manufacturing processes of parts assemblies from any two of BOM systems mandatorily excluding motor and drivetrain must be listed in the debom. So first thing that we need to understand is about the debom, that excluding the drivetrain we can select any two subsystems, and moreover when you uh, select this drop down, when you select from this drop down list, you will be having every other system except for the drivetrain. So for EV and CV both, so you can select brake, you can select frame and body, electrical, miscellaneous, steering, wheels and tires, fasteners, any fasteners. Moreover, there is nothing about debom for fasteners because you'll be buying everything from outside. So from these all you can select, like for example I selected the steering system as debom 1 and I selected frame and body as debom 2. You cannot select in debom, you cannot select the drivetrain. Now drivetrain, the rule book makes it mandatory for the C bomb to be performed for the drivetrain. It's only over here it is written. For the purpose of GKDC, EV and CV both, the C bomb must be prepared for the drivetrain. And this compliance has been applied over here. You cannot overwrite this because it is again secured. So let's go to the debom 1 as explained in the workshop. As soon as you select anything debom 1 over here, the debom 1 of this worksheet will be highlighted. You will have to enter the part name, assembly name over here, what it is actually, and then select is it manufactured or bought, make or buy. You will have to select and then enter the part number, and the cost over here is not required, only the steps of manufacturing, like this particular part, how did you manufacture. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and their comments, then description, then quantity. This worksheet has to be filled like this only. Now over here, let's say this space that is given, the fields that are given are not sufficient for you to put up all the what do you say, the steps. So in that case you can increase the length over here by just copying this cell, this line, and inserting this line over here again. You can do one more thing, that you insert a new line over here, but in that case you see the format will distort and you will need to do a lot of formatting which might not be permitted as this again is secured. So the best way to do is to copy one line or two lines, or however number, whatever number you want to increase. So you copy that, and then go over here, right click and paste, sorry, insert copied cells. That's how you increase the number of lines over here. And let's say your job got over in these many lines only, and you want to delete the remaining lines of this particular part assembly field. So you select these lines, because unnecessarily that will be consuming the page, and it will make the report lengthy. So select these lines and hit delete. That's how you delete, or you increase the length. So this is to be followed in the entire document over here, and similarly for debom 2 also. Now coming to the CBOM, which is mandatorily for the drivetrain. So you see the cost section is also now highlighted. Now over here you have to enter the part name, or you have to and you have to select the action from for making or buying it, its quantity, then number, part number, and this is auto populated by this line. So whatever you are manufacturing over here, you have to write steps of manufacturing as you were writing in the debom, then its comments, then its description, then quantity and unit cost in each step, and the total cost will be auto populated. And when this is done, this cost of this particular part or assembly would be displayed over here. And similarly, this entire worksheet is summarized over here. So let's say again you want to add few more lines into this sheet, so you have to do by copying and inserting only. If you do not do this, first thing, the alternate way that I told is that the format will be distorted. Then second thing is you will not be able to put formula, because that will be disturbed. And in this way formula is already changed over here. If you see, the total increased, and similarly it will also increase in the up this section also. So I just did undo, and this also increased, this also changed, this also changed. So this is how you should increase the lines. And by, if you want to delete remaining lines, you can select them and delete them. Now about publishing, the entire document is to be filled like this only, and this costing part is to be done for drivetrain alone, for CVEV both. And then it comes to publishing this report publishing. Before report publishing, you delete this readme worksheet, and then same, go to files, save as, location, and save as PDF, and over here workbook, and publish. And you will see that your worksheet has been published. Now, before publishing, you will have to check for the format and all those things. So do have a check for that. But I just want to tell you one more thing, that over here if you see that the layout is not properly visible to you, so you can change the page layout over here. If you change it to page layout, then you will be able to see the header, footer, and you have to enter your team name and your institute name. This GKDC 24 is already written, so that is not to be added. And this is how you have to work around. So I hope you got inputs from this video. So if you have any queries, you can send us an email at gkdc@isnee, or reach out to our WhatsApp helplines. Your queries will be resolved as early as possible. Thank you for watching this video, and all the best for the competition.